What's going on, guys? It's KrankyJordan here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the PowerA Fusion Xbox controller. I've had this controller about 4 weeks now, and I've played anywhere from 25 to 28 hours on it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the design and just my overall feeling about the controller at this time. This is the box the controller comes in when you purchase it. It currently retails on Amazon for, I believe, $79. And it comes in this package. Inside that package, there is a case similar to that Xbox Elite controller. And when you open that case, this is what it looks like. You have the controller, the back paddle attachment, 2 rings, replacement rings for the sticks if you want to customize them, then also extended sticks as well if you like those. Oh, it's broken. Oh my gosh, just kidding. If you like those high-rise sticks, it comes here as well. The controller is just jumping out of the box. I think it's so excited to see you guys. Anyways, the controller itself, it comes with a little back piece that snaps into there, but no one really cares about that because we want to get to the good part, and that's the paddles. The paddles are super easy to install. There's 2 little nubs. All you do is line up those 2 little nubs here at the top, and you just snap it in. Super easy. Back paddles attached. Let's just go ahead and talk about the paddles because that's what we're most excited about with the controller. The paddles on this controller, I'd say, are a little bit fatter than that Xbox Elite paddles. The paddles easily pop off if you want them to pop off. If you just want to use 2 or 3 or 1 paddle, and they slide super easy. Oh, I say super easy, and watch me struggle here. Granted, I'm doing this all upside down. There we go. They just slide, they pop in and out super easy. So I say, even though I'm struggling here. Don't look at me when I'm like this. I'm hideous. Boop. There you go. So the paddles pop in and out super easily. The only thing is you may bump them and they may pop out on accident, so just be wary of that. Hand placement will be key. But if you're familiar with that Xbox Elite controller or the PlayStation back paddle attachment, the placement of these paddles will feel pretty familiar for you. As far as mapping goes, you can map the paddles to all of your surface buttons on the front, your A, B, and your X and Y, your D-pad. You can also map them to any of your bumpers, and you can also map it to R3 and L3. As far as mapping goes, to initiate the mapping sequence, you hold down this button right here for 3 seconds, and then on the front, you'll get a blinking light right below the Xbox. That little light right there will start blinking. You would hold whatever button you want to map first, and then you'd go to the back and hold your paddle. That light on the front will stop blinking, and that's when you know your paddle has been mapped. But to do this, this controller is not Bluetooth or anything like that. It has to be plugged in for it to get power and be able to do any of the mapping. You plug it in here. The box does come with a cord. I have the cord right here since I'm using it. This is the cord. It's about, I think it's 9.8 feet long. This is the detachable part. If you happen to bump it, it pops off so you don't pull your whole freaking Xbox down into the ground. This controller does work with the Xbox Series X and S. I use it on the X. It works super easy. You just plug that cord in. There's no like syncing needed at all. You just plug the cord in. The Xbox light will light up and it just connects automatically. Super easy. No software update or anything like that. Let's stick with the back. Also on the back we have trigger stops. There's 3 settings. Setting 3 is for the long trigger pulls, what you're used to with any standard Xbox controller. And then there's a middle one, which I don't know who the hell would use that, but there's also I think it says T1 or something. What does it say on here? Yeah, it says T1. T1 is for that short trigger pulls. Really short, super easy to use. I haven't had any issues with the trigger stops. And I haven't had any issues with the paddles. So that's good. But like I said, I've only used it from like 25 to 28 hours. I know with that Xbox Elite controller, usually when you, some of them come out just lame. But a lot of people say when they hit around that 200-hour mark, paddles could start failing, trigger stops start failing, or their buttons on the front or their LBs get sticky. So far, I haven't had any of those issues with this controller. This controller as well has grip here on the side. You can't really tell, but there's grip right here, similar to the new Xbox Series X controller, which also has grip here on the sides, which you can't tell in this video, but there is grip there. The grip hasn't fallen off yet, so I haven't had any issues with it. I know that's an issue with that Xbox Elite controller, the first series, not the Series 2, but the Series 1 had problems with grip falling off over time. Let's talk a little bit about the front buttons, then also the size of the controller. Like I said, I haven't had any issues with these buttons. They're very clicky, very responsive. No issues at all at this time. No issues with the sticks. I have low dead zones on the shooter games I play, Call of Duty and Apex. I haven't had any stick drift issues at this time. Once again, that's at the, I've probably played 25 to like, I don't know, 28 hours with this controller, and I haven't had any issues with the buttons yet. The size of the controller is similar to the Xbox One controller. It's bigger than the new Xbox Series X controller. Just keep that in mind. It's a little bit older controller, so the size is similar to the older console, not the new console. And then also you'll notice it doesn't have a share button here in the center like the new Xbox Series X has. So you can't easily post stuff, you know, on your social medias. Anyways, the other thing is, if you want to go ahead and put in those big thumbsticks, those high-rise thumbsticks, or replace the rings and make them green, you can easily pop it off by putting your thumb under here. Let's go ahead and do that. When you pop it off, it just slides up. Here's the surface of it, and then here's the controller. You just pull the thumbstick off, and then you just pop the other one in. It's super easy. You just have to take that surface thing off. Unlike if you come from the scuff world, I know you can just pull the sticks and rings straight out of the controller. You don't need to pop the top cover off, but the top cover has to be popped off on this one, and it pops real easy on and off. I think it's just the magnet that's holding this on. It's super easy, but just make sure you lift from down here, and that thumb, well, it's not a thumb, but your thumb does fit in here, and you just pop it off. So it's super easy to replace those sticks if you want to replace the sticks or those rings around the controller. And it comes with 2 green rings in case you want to put the green rings on the controller. So anything else? I believe that's it. Like I said, at this time, I'm not having any issues with this controller. No stick drift. All the buttons are responsive. I've been able to easily map all the paddles. No issues there. Paddles easily pop off if you just want to take it slow and use one paddle at the time. Trigger stops are great. I don't think there was no like dents or wear and tear when the item came in itself, because it does have that case and you can store it in that case. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you decide if you want to go ahead and purchase this item. It is cheaper than that Xbox Elite controller, and it has a lot of the same functionality. There's no software for this program, so you can't lower like stick dead zones or anything like that, but it does have the paddles on the back. You can map the paddles to damn near any button on the controller, which is great. And it does come with 4 paddles, and if you want it in there easily, you can easily pop them off if you just want to use 1 or 2. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be seeing y'all later. Peace.